All right. So what I wanted to really talk about before, if we have time, definitely we can talk about other things. You guys can ask questions and whatnot, of course. But what I wanted to talk about first was basically just some tips. Oh, let's see. Hey, Kayla. Yeah, you guys can use the chat to ask questions or make comments, whatever, too, of course. But I wanted to give you guys some advice and tips on how to overcome the overwhelm and to get focused. And I know that we're all, different paths. And obviously, I've only been full-time for 2 months, so I'm still figuring out with my new schedule. And let me tell you, even when you have all the time in the world, or you think you do, you still have to get focused, and you can still get super overwhelmed if you're not focused and organized. So I kind of was looking at different videos on the Beachbody Champions page and just like productivity in general, hacks and advice that I could start implementing and that I could teach you guys on how to implement as well. So if there isn't anything specific that I don't cover or that you have questions on that I do cover that you think might, you have questions on how it can help you, let me know. But I'm just going to kind of go through some of the things. So one is to set your business hours, also plan out your day. So obviously all of us have different schedules. Our lives look different. But the more you can plan out ahead of time, and now obviously there's going to be days or times when things go crazy and, they don't go as planned. But when you can plan out ahead of time how you want your day to go as far as when you're going to work on your business, that's going to be huge. So I would say Sundays are a great day to look ahead at your week. When do you have doctor's appointments? When do you have nights where you're free? When do you have a weekend, like a Friday night or a Saturday or a Sunday where you don't have any plans and you really could use maybe even just 2 hours of focused time for your business that day? But if you don't plan it ahead of time, it's not going to happen. You're going to get to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you're going to be like, it'll be Thursday at 10 p.m. and you're like, oh, I definitely could have worked on my business earlier and I totally didn't even realize that I had the time. You know what I mean? So you have to plan out your business hours, even if they're just 30 minutes of time, pockets of time that will work for you. I think if you are working in just little pockets of time, I think my best advice for you is to figure out not only when are those 30 minutes of time, but what specific task are you going to work on just during those 30 minutes? So breaking it down, that's like breaking it down layer to layer to layer, like what day, what time, what task. But the more you do that, the more focused and efficient you will be, and it'll get easier the more you do that. So let's say that you only have pockets of time, like an hour a day, maybe even if it's broken up in 30 minutes. And that's once every day that you have that time. On Monday, that first 30 minutes could be you responding to all your messages that you have. If you're starting work on this daily and have conversations going. And then that other 30 minutes could be inviting or sending out share cards to the people that you already have talked to about certain programs or products. And then the next day could be about 30 minutes of just connecting and adding new followers. And then the next 30 minutes could be following up with the people you sent information to 3 days ago about Ultimate Portion Fix or BOD or Shakeology or whatever. So breaking it up, that's definitely if you don't have more than little pockets of time. If you know you're going to have a day off or something like that, or like I said, a Sunday where you have way more time, definitely block out a good chunk of time to do more. It's great to just work in pockets of time, but when you have a solid 2 hours that you could work on stuff, you need to take advantage of that. And that could be your content creating time. That could be where you plan out your posts for the week ahead. You already get the pictures ready. You get the text ready. And then that is not going to take you more than 5 minutes of your time on your lunch hour or when you're in the bathroom, not going to lie, and you're on your phone. You might as well just post write that in there. You already have it ready to go. So that's something that if you're going to, they call it batch contenting. If you have even just 30 solid minutes of inspiration throughout the week and you actually have, downtime, start typing up. I mean, you can just type it up on your phone and get those posts ready for another time. So definitely start planning out your weeks ahead of time. Even if it's just Monday, when I have the time, I'm going to do this. Tuesday, when I have the time, I'm going to do this activity. And, and it's definitely possible, you guys. Literally, I would also look up in the Beachbody Champions page on YouTube, and you can even ask me. I can find you specific coaches that literally were 20 times busier than I was, and they made this business work, and they were able to do it with 3 jobs, multiple kids, crazy hours. So if they can do it, you can do it. It's really about being intentional with your time and planning ahead. I know that, and this might not be something that you can do right now, but for those that have kids, I know a lot of coaches, ask their spouse, can I just get an hour of time away to work? Can I do, mom and dad, can you watch little Susie? Sorry, I don't know. I'm just, whatever. Can you watch little Susie for an hour so I can get this done? Even, and that's not going to be every day. That's not going to be all the time, but just, I think also if you have a significant other, getting them, letting them know when you're going to be working. And I think as well, when you set those hours, not only will you say, this is my non-negotiable, this is my appointment to myself, I'm going to do this, but you're also not going to be feeling like you're working all day, every day, all the time, because you're going to work focused at certain times. And that's not going to make your family upset if you're constantly on your phone, because you're not constantly on your phone because you're only really working on at those focused times. Now, obviously, if I get a message like today, if I got some messages of people that I was following up with about Ultimate Portion Fix. It launched today. If they respond to me, I want the info, send me a share cart, I am going to take an extra minute of time, even if that wasn't my working hour, to send it to them. Because that's like, especially with like a launch or something like that, or if they're really ready and excited, I don't want to wait 24 hours to get back to them. But I'm saying the other tasks, those can wait till your business hour time, so that you're not always on your phone doing stuff. Most of the time, if we're always on our phone, random times of the day, not focused, we're actually just scrolling and wasting time. If we really think about it, we're not really doing focused work at all. So set business hours and plan out your day ahead of time. Also, and I know you guys hear me talk about this all the time, but really when you want to think about what the actions you're taking, you need to look at this. Don't use anything else. I'm not kidding you guys. Just use the Success Club tracker. And what you can do is, so obviously when you look at it, one of the tasks under number 2 is follow up with people you've invited. I don't follow up every single day because I do a lot of inviting at once. So if I did a ton of inviting yesterday, I'm not going to be following up with them today. That's too fast. They need like another day or 2 to get, depending on what it is. I give them at least 2 days before I follow up, just to give them time to look over everything and whatnot. But, so you might not follow up every single day, but you might follow up every other day, depending on how much you're inviting and whatnot. So again, you can break this up by what days you're going to do certain tasks. Now, if you really want to level up, you do want to try and do all these tasks every day when you have time. But like I said, if you're just going to break it up, do maybe half of the list as far as, I'm talking about like the responding to likes, inviting, following up connections. You know what I'm talking about. I know you guys understand because we've talked about it. But, obviously the personal development, the sharing on stories, that's something you're doing daily and you're switching up every day. But the actual business tasks, like invites, follow-ups, and everything like that, you want to kind of break those up if you can't make it through every day doing those tasks, if you're only working in pockets of time. But also you do see on here that it has the timers. It has time. I was not doing this forever, and people were telling me you got to set timers. If you are sitting down for 30 minutes and you're going to do inviting or you're going to make connections, you have to set a timer, because once you do, it's in your brain. It's like, I don't know what it is. It just kind of, I think because we're used to timers for cooking and we're used to timed tests in school, like it's something that's wired into us. If I know that a timer is going off, even though I can't see it on my phone, but I know it's going to go off and beep. Or you could even, if you have a timer that you could actually see, that might be even better to actually see the timer counting down. That might even make you work even more focused. But no, setting a timer that I need to initiate connections and follow-ups for our followers and talk with new people for 20 minutes. I will not do any other tasks. I will not look at text messages. I will not get up to go to the bathroom unless I really have to, then I'll pause the timer. But you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to answer any phone calls that come in. I'm going to do these 20 minutes. It also, you might do it for 15 minutes and be like, all right, crap, do I need to keep, contacting people and following people? And then I look at my timer. I still have 5 minutes. So you're like, okay, yep, I gotta think of a new hashtag to look at. I gotta think of a new location to look at. I gotta find a new way to meet some people. And you end up doing more than you would have if you would have just said, I'll do it until I feel like it. And you didn't actually set a timer. So that will keep you on task too, not only to do it and be productive while doing it and focused, but it'll also help you get more done because you know you're not going to stop until the timer goes off. So definitely set timers when you're working on any of your business tasks. And like I said, just use this as a guide. This is going to be, once you get the hang of this, you guys, it is so much easier than you think. Like you will just sit down and you'll be like, all right, next task. Like it'll just be like a well-oiled machine. And going along with the timers and the tracker, my next tip is to definitely use the live action hours that are in the Beachbody Champions page that we've shared with the team that you can find on the Beachbody Champions YouTube page. That helps me focus even more because not only am I setting the timers and am I being, using the tracker, but they're literally telling me what to do. They're saying, okay, guys, even though it's not live anymore, it's recorded, but okay, guys, we're going to do our connecting with followers right now. Set your timers. Let's go. And it just kind of, I feel like it's that extra accountability, even though they can't see me, it's recorded. It's just, I'm following along with what they're saying. I'm not going to do anything else other than what they are saying in the video. So there's a ton of live action hours. Some are better than others. If you want me to, I guess I could just tell you, the one with Julie Boris is amazing. The one with, oh my gosh, what's her name? Something Glassman. It was recent. She has dark black hair. It was one of the most recent ones. Jamie Glassman. That's really good. And then Kate Schulte's. Yeah, I sent it to Alex. And then Kate Schulte's is another one. Those three are the best ones I've done. And I've done all of them multiple times because they're really good. So check those out. And like I said, if you only have a half hour, you do the first half of that live action hour and you can do the second half the next half hour you have. You can pick up where you left off. I love that they keep doing them. They're doing another one, I think, tomorrow. So they're probably just going to keep doing them every week with new coaches that have new ideas, new things to bring to the table. So that will be really nice. Let me take a sip of if you guys haven't tried this yet, it's called Glazed Lemon Loaf tea, caffeine free. It tastes like dessert. It's so good. I'm not a tea person, and everyone kept telling me about it, and it's really good. Okay. Also, and again, I know this might be hard for the moms, but if even if it's just every once in a while, you could have help so that you could get out of the house. I'm telling you guys, just going to a library or a coffee shop, having the headphones in, also knowing that you want to get back home. Like sometimes I love coffee shops, but sometimes the chair is not that comfy or sometimes it's cold in there. And so I don't want to be there for 5 hours if I even had the time to be there for 5 hours. I want to get in there. I'll enjoy my coffee, but I also am focused. I'm sitting down with my laptop, your iPad, your phone, whatever. I have a piece of paper. I'm ready to go. And it's just getting out of the house. You don't feel like you need to do the laundry. You need to do the dishes. You need to, I don't know, put clothes away, whatever. Or it's just sometimes you're just so comfortable at home. So finding time every once in a while to go somewhere else will really help you. Oh, sorry. I think I have something going off. Um, and then also, if another thing is to find a space in your house to work, clearing off the space, making it your own. I don't have the most fancy office ever, and sometimes it's very messy, which is kind of a little messy right now, but obviously you see all the papers and everything around. But the fact that it only has, it doesn't have my dresser in here, it doesn't have my bed in here, it doesn't have my workout area in here, it's literally the place that I work. And again, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be a really small table or desk in a little corner that you create to be your own. But it's another thing of knowing that when I sit down, I'm working. I'm here and this is my space. My husband knows when I shut the door, I'm working. You know what I mean? So it's just a mindset thing. And it also just, you got to treat it like a business, even if it's a side hustle. That doesn't matter. It is a business, even if it's a side hustle. So just having your own space where you can focus, and you can make it really nice if you want. You can have candles and flowers and whatever. I mean, so many of the top coaches worked from their kitchen table, but they still made it like they didn't use it. I think they weren't even using it for meals. So they just made it their own little space, and it just helped them focus so much more and just kind of take more things more serious when they were at that desk or at that kitchen table, wherever it is. You can't work from the couch. I tried it. I literally got barely anything done. I was too relaxed. I'd had the TV going, and then I'd be focusing on the TV instead of what I was doing. And I would get 50% done or less compared to if I was in my office with the door shut at my desk. So find a space, but also go out and go somewhere new once in a while. I'm excited for when the weather's finally nice. I am going to go to a park, and I'm going to sit on a park bench, and I'm going to journal. I'm going to type up or write up some content. I'm going to get inspired being out in nature. Like that's going to be a big thing for me coming up once I can finally do it. So just, that'll be something you guys can do too. If you're feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling stressed or you're just feeling like a mental block, get outside, get in nature, take a really long walk, listen to a podcast or just some music. And that can really get you out of the stressful place that you're in. Let's see. Oh yeah, I did already say this, but just make sure your family or spouse knows when you want to work and when that will be, and like you just want to really focus on those times, and they'll appreciate it more. Because if you're just gonna be doing things all random all the time, they're gonna be like, "Why are you always on your phone?" That's something that I'm really working on. Is I'm trying to tell myself, if I don't have a call at night, I really want to be more focused during the day. So at night I can shut down. Like I can kind of put my phone in the other room and just watch some shows and hang out with my husband, instead of feeling like, oh, I like totally slacked off earlier today and now I got to catch up tonight and now I'm on my phone all night. So that's another thing that would kind of motivate you too, is like, you don't want to be on your phone late at night if you don't have to be. Also, I kind of said this as well, but record videos ahead of time, create content ahead of time. If you know, like, just plan it ahead. If you know that Saturday or Sunday or even maybe a random Tuesday or a Monday that you're going to have an hour or so of extra time, you can take a bunch of photos with like different shirts. Like just change your shirt, change your hair if you want. Like if you know your friend's coming over and they can take photos of you. I know Krista had, I forgot if it was your friend or your cousin, somebody come over, and I love all the pictures you've been sharing on your page. They look really good. You did that all within a day. And a lot of times I do that too, where I just kind of like, I've been trying to do more, content ahead of time as well, because I was a bad example. I would do content on the fly all the time, even when I was working full time. And that would stress me out a lot. Like, I feel like I would always be like, oh my gosh, I got to get this done before noon. And I was like trying to do it while I was like actually doing my real job, my corporate job. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is not good. It was my cousin. Okay. Krista had her cousin do it. So yeah, just asking a friend, a family member. Usually a girl is better at taking photos, but happily, my husband has figured out how to use portrait mode and all that stuff. I think ever since he got an iPad, he like likes using Apple products now. So on vacation, I mean, we've talked about it. It's taken a while, of course, but now he does not mind, as long as it doesn't take too long. He does not mind taking photos of me when we're on vacation, because he knows that I use them for my business. I use them for content, and it's not just, oh, look at me, or oh, take a pretty picture of me, like, oh, look, no, this is a purpose. Like, this is going to be used to get my message out there about my life, about our programs, our products, the business, whatever. So, have people help you and do things ahead of time. Kristen said, I thought about content ahead today, and my first thought was, I'll be in the same clothes and hair. Good tips. That's awesome. He does that for you. Yeah. So you know what? But you could start just typing up that stuff. You could, even if it's a video, you could at least get the talking points together. And when you feel like making that video, then you already have it ready to go. But also, yeah, I mean, throw on a hat if you're a hat person. Put on a different pair of clothes. You know what I mean? I'm stuck at doing hair, so my hair pretty much looks the same all the time. But like Tiffany's really good at hair, and she always, I think in the same day, she'll do like long hair, she'll do a braid, she does a lot of her pictures ahead of time as well when she has time, and just does random different outfits. Take pictures in different areas of your home, of your surroundings. I think that's why I've taken so many photos when we are out of town, because we don't have a yard and we don't have a big, like, we're in a condo, we don't have a lot of rooms or house. So I'm like, as soon as I'm in nature, I'm getting lots of pictures if I can. I've had my mom take photos for me. Sometimes they don't turn out, but and also, where's my tripod? Oh, I thought I had my tripod in here. My tripod that I know I sent you guys last time, I use that thing. It's so helpful. I've taken that everywhere with me, and I will set that up in my parents' backyard, on the trail, on the beach, at other people's homes if I'm vacationing. So tripods are really helpful with the self-timer. Then you don't even need anybody to help you. You can't do portrait mode on the phone that I have with a timer, but you can do a lot of photos with just a timer and a tripod without even having anybody around. It might take you a few tries to get it right, but yeah. And then also, once you really start getting the groove and you start working, every day, a little bit at a time, or doing it full time like me, or even just part time, you do need to have a day that you take off every once in a while, to kind of just reset. That's something I have to work on, because I am just so used to working every day. And I like showing up every day for people, but I know that Saturdays especially, nobody's really online as far as looking for help with health and fitness. Nobody's really there. They're usually, people are on Instagram and Facebook on Saturdays to post what their fun things they have going on. Just, or the cute picture with their friends or their family or whatever. So Saturdays I've kind of dubbed as the day for me that I'm not going to do much unless I am really, feeling like I don't have any plans and I'm feeling creative or whatever. But like this Saturday, I knew I was going to see my friends. So I did do a workout because I wanted to, and I did post a little bit on my Instagram, but I didn't post anything on my feed. I didn't answer any messages. I didn't do any business activities. I just said, I'm going to enjoy this day with my friends, and I know that I'm going to have more productive days tomorrow. And I already had worked all week on the business. So I think, having those unplugged days, I know some people do like social media free days. I definitely should try that. And I think it will be good for everybody to do that. So definitely plan a day where, and I think it's fine. Like if I wouldn't say take off 3 days in a row if you're really trying to build a business and you're trying to do this side hustle. But I mean, if you're on vacation, that's the thing though, for vacation, obviously I don't do a lot of invites or connections or follow-ups. I don't do a lot of, messaging back and forth with people, but I do post during my vacations, because I want people to see that I'm still working out, that I can bring Shakeology with me, Energize with me. And people really that have followed me for a while, they like seeing my vacations and what I'm up to. If I'm just sharing that my life isn't just about health and fitness, it's about vacations too. It's about yummy food and cocktails and trying cool excursions or whatever. So, you guys got to figure out what's best for you. But I think taking time off is always good, especially if you do start really working the business and, you get a rhythm going. It's going to be amazing, but you want to also make sure you just don't burn yourself out either with anything. It's kind of like exercise. If you're doing intense program after intense program after intense program, and then you realize, okay, maybe I need to take a week of yoga or just pile, or maybe, 21-day fix, because it's not, it's more moderate to, intermediate or advanced or whatever. It's not too intense, to kind of give my body a break and stretch and recover. It's the same with your mind. But yeah, I think those are all my tips. Oh, another thing that I started implementing. And you guys, especially when you start building a team, this is going to be crucial to you, because you will get lots of messages from your team. And I love getting messages from you guys, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are getting messages from your team, you're getting messages from your new followers, you're getting messages from your challengers, you're getting messages from your new customers, you're getting text messages from your family and friends, you're getting social media notifications. Can you see how that can be like so much? The way to combat that, the way to not get burned out from that, is to, of course, one, turn off all notifications. So I used to wake up with a million Instagram notifications, challenge tracker apps, Facebook Messenger, Facebook notifications, text messages. That would be everything I saw first thing in the morning. And I felt like immediately I had to look at all of those messages and get back to all of those messages. And I would just have so much anxiety, and I would feel like that would affect my workouts. And then while I was filming my workouts, I'd be getting notifications, and it was just too much. So I turned off everything, and now I don't even know if I have an Instagram message until I open the app. Another thing that goes along with that is that I stopped looking at my phone in the morning when I do my personal development. So my timer will go off. I will turn it off. I will leave my phone in my room or in another room. I will put on my workout clothes, and I will go do my personal development in the living room in like a comfortable area with no phone. And then after my personal development, I will grab my phone. I will not look at, again, I don't have notifications, so I will just not open any apps, and I will prop my phone up. And now I film my videos with the video app instead of Instagram stories. And I will just use Cut Story is the app that you can use. And I will use that to cut the video to put on the Instagram stories later. So now when I do my workouts, I have not checked any apps, and I'm not getting any notifications. I'm just taking videos of my workout. And it's not until I have my post-workout. The video app is called Cut Story. So now I literally will not look at any notifications in Facebook or Instagram or the Challenge Tracker app for at least 2 hours after getting up. Now, again, obviously my schedule is different, but I'm trying to make sure I do a lot of personal development, my workout, and then I don't look at anything until after that. And usually I'll either start working then right away, or I'll go take a shower, get ready, and then I still won't start working until after that. But I'll maybe check a few things. But I feel like I've only been doing this for less than a week. I've only done this like 3 times, and it has helped so much, you guys. So I would say whenever you're doing your personal development, definitely have your phone away. If I have a quote that I want to share or something like that, I will dog ear it. And then once I am done, I will take a picture of it and post it to Instagram stories. I also feel like I have more time to edit my Instagram stories. They don't need if they see it at 8:30, if I worked out at 7:30 and they see it at 8:30, what's the difference, you guys? There's no difference. So I think, again, it's kind of like doing your content ahead of time and then posting it. You don't feel as rushed. You don't feel like Instagram is running your life. So definitely suggest doing that, taking videos and pictures and then posting them later on, even if it's just 10 minutes later or 30 minutes or 2 hours later. You don't have to have every Instagram story in real time. That's what I used to think. I used to think like I had to have it in real time at all times. No, you don't. You can definitely post, take photo. I think another thing too, especially with people, you guys with kids and families, if you're around your family at the moment, like if my husband's not here, obviously, if he's working or whatever, then it's not a big deal. But if he is, I'll take a picture of my food and then I will put my phone down and we'll have dinner, and then I'll post the photo later after we're done with dinner. So, I mean, those are all things you can still take the video, take the pictures, but just, you don't need to do all the editing and the uploading and all that stuff until later if you are with your family or you're on the go or whatever. So definitely try that out too if you want. I know most of the podcasts I listen to and the people that I've been following, a lot of them say that, especially if they're full-time or working on it as a side hustle, whatever it is, they do not check notifications in the morning. Like they do not want their email or their phone or their apps to control the mood of their day. So they will not look at it until it's their time to work. And I just think even if you can work early, don't check it right that second. Definitely do your personal development. Listen to a podcast, read a devotional, journal or something. Do that first thing in the morning, because you really don't want to put your mind. You might get a message that, somebody is kind of being rude to you, or you might get a message of someone that you thought was going to get started and they said, nope, I can't right now. You might get a message of someone canceling an order. Like it might be something really that could really upset you and, kind of just turn your mental state down for the rest of the day. So that's why I think if we start our day with personal development, even if it's only, 10 minutes of it, that is going to put you in a better place. Yes, there might be things that come your way throughout the day, but you will just be in a better place because you started your day with positivity and you started your day with feeding your mind instead of letting other people's messages kind of control your mood and set the tone for your day. So I definitely suggest that as well. I'm trying to think if there's any other, I know that was a lot of tips, but they are all helpful. And I made I know I posted it the other day. Where is it? Okay, let's see. I already said that. Oh, again, another thing too, like I kind of said, is just, the getting out of your house, getting outside 20 minutes a day, even if it's like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, run to the Target, walk the dog, whatever it is, especially now that it's just hopefully getting nicer, getting out of, getting a mental clarity, kind of just taking a little break. Let's see. I think too, yeah, just trying not to work super late at night, giving yourself at least 30 minutes to an hour to wind down before bed so that you sleep well, because let me tell you, the better you sleep, if you can get sleep, the better, more focused you will be throughout the day with your work and with your workouts and with your nutrition. So definitely, some days you might have to work a little longer or stay up later or get up a little earlier to get stuff done. But I think balancing it out, like if I get up for a 6 a.m. action hour, the next day I probably will sleep in a little longer just to kind of catch up on sleep. But, if that was my only chance to work on the business, if I was still at my other job, I probably would just go to bed earlier so I could get up early. But yeah, I think that is most of the tips I have for you guys. I feel like that was a lot. What did you guys think of that? Did you feel like those are helpful? Kristen said, loving all the tips and reminders to keep things going. I feel like I'm honestly on my phone all the time, so I'm excited to plan out posts and also love the notification tip. Yeah, I was on my phone so much because every time someone messaged me, I got a ping to my phone. I felt like I had to look at it. So now I'm way more intentional because I'm not just aimlessly going on there or going on there every time I get a message. I'm going on there when I want to look and see if I have messages and when I want to respond to messages. So I just feel like you guys, it's going to help you so much more. You'll have less like anxiousness. I mean, I think that's a tip for anybody, regardless if they have a business or not, to just kind of, if they're posting stuff every now and then, to not have the notifications be going off all the time. And also with the challenge tracker app, not getting the notifications, now I'm more intentional. Like I will go in there to post my stuff. I will go in there to like and comment on everyone's things, everyone's posts, not just to like randomly go on there every single time I get a notification. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been going on this thing so many times. And then you kind of resent the things that are helping people. Like you're trying to help people, but if you're constantly looking at notifications, you're going to resent Instagram. You're going to resent trying to help people. You're going to resent the business. You're going to resent it a lot if you don't take control of it. So that is my tip for you guys. Kayla said, totally wrote a lot of them down. Good. Yeah. And I think it's just, you don't have to implement all these right away, but definitely the ones that are speaking to you the most right now, do those immediately starting tomorrow. Definitely. Like basically I was feeling a lot of overwhelm and stress, and most of it was just like in my head and just self-induced kind of, but I realized that I was like, I got to stop complaining about it to my husband and to myself, and I got to do something about it. So that's why I started doing the not looking at my phone in the morning and turning off the notifications. And it's been a world of a difference, a world. And I went to a coffee shop last week. I think I'm going to go tomorrow, depending on my day. But I went to a coffee shop last Thursday, I believe. And I felt like I actually didn't want to leave at one point because I was like so in the zone. It was crazy. So I definitely suggest that if that is an option for you every once in a while to go somewhere. I mean, it doesn't have to be a coffee shop. That's just like the easiest place I could think of for working on your computer and whatnot. But yeah, I just think you guys, there's so many things. I have an app to share about planning posts. Oh yeah. Let us know. Oh wait, I can't hear you.
Okay. Can you
Oh no,
hear
I
me
can
now?
hear you.
I can't figure out this iPad. I usually use my laptop, and I was trying to find the chat this whole call, and I'm like, is everyone chatting? I can't even find it. But one of my hair girls, I was over her house yesterday, and she like grew her business. She has her own salon now, and she grew a lot of it on by Instagram. But she was telling me about this app that she uses to like plan out her posts, and she really got into detail about like how your Instagram should like look a certain way and have like a color scheme. And I'm like, okay, one step at a time. But it's called this app, it's called Plan, PLANN. And you can it will bring up your Instagram, and you can like have your posts on your feed, and you can rearrange them how you want them to look.
Yeah, I've heard of that, and I'm guilty of not using it, but yeah, I think that's great. I think that's really good. I feel like, especially to kind of see how it's going to look.
Yeah, for like the layout. Like if you have like 3 transformation pics in a row, like you can just move your finger and like slide them around and like do that I downloaded it, and I tried to log in at work today, and it was telling me it was like the wrong password, and I'm like, oh, here we go. So I haven't gotten into it yet, but
I hate passwords.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea too, to kind of see like, making sure you're not posting the same things over and over again next to each other and whatnot. I would say don't get too caught up in like having them all be the right color. And I used to get caught up in that stuff, and it totally just, it was, that used to be very important. But now Instagram has changed a lot with like the IG stories and IGTV and all this stuff. So it's not as important. It's nice to have, but if it stresses you out, like it used to stress me out, I was like, screw it. I'm just going to make sure it's colorful, but, and not repetitive. But yeah, that's still, I mean, if you're good at that stuff and it doesn't overwhelm you, then definitely try and do like a theme and whatnot. But yeah, I think that's really great. Thanks, Alex, for sharing that. And I think that would be really helpful for you guys if you want to know more of like how to plan it out ahead of time, and like how you want it to look and what you want to be posting about. Kristen said, I also like the idea if I can't do it all in one day to split it up every other day. I think that overwhelms me how I am going to get through the success tracker. Happy to just start this way until I have more time and comfortable. Yeah, exactly. So I think, again, the personal development and the IG stories and the workout and Shakeology, that's kind of like trying to work on that daily and doing that as best you can. But the bulk of it is, obviously the connections and followers, invites and follow-ups, those kind of business building activities. Those are things that you could kind of split up. If you aren't working full-time, or if you're trying to figure out how to do it all, then splitting that up 50-50 kind of thing. Like this day I do these two, this next day I do the other two. Like, I think that you'll get into a rhythm. You get into a rhythm that works for you. And, obviously whatever myself or Megan share, other uplines, other leaders in the team or downlines, whatever, we're always just sharing you guys like every scenario, every possibility. And, don't feel like you have to match us because we have been doing this a while longer. I mean, I've been even when I was a hobby coach, I went on all team calls. I did a lot of business activity. I didn't do it very consistently. But I still know I've been doing this for a long time. So you can't, I'm going to show you what's possible for your future. I want you to not compare yourself to me or what I'm doing. I want you to know what a diamond and above coach does once they're full time, so that you can kind of get the idea of how that would be if you wanted and if you did get to that level. So, if I say I did 100 coach invites in the last month or whatever, I didn't, but if I did, like some months I have, don't say, oh my gosh, I can't do that. That's overwhelming. And I'm like a failure. No, we're not, I'm on chapter 35. You guys are on chapter 3. Like, don't compare yourself to the level of work that I'm doing, but just see what, if you wanted to really get to that level, how do you get closer to that day by day, month by month, year by year? And what does it look like for someone who's doing this full time? Stuff like that. And also, we're here to push you if you want to be pushed, but it's not like you have to do this or else, or you're this, what's your quota? Like, no, it's not like that either. It's just, if we're saying like, do the tracker daily, you show us your tracker daily. It doesn't mean that every single box has to be checked or else you're in trouble. Not at all. It's more so just, pushing you to even just do 30 minutes a day. And whatever that is, whatever that looks like for you. And that, even in the crazy times of your life when things are going nuts or whatever, just finding that slice of time for yourself and for your dream, for your goal, that is going to make such a difference. Because I think that's something that I always had, even when I was only doing it as a side hustle. I was, dealing with the mindset, limiting beliefs, but I still posted every day or every other day. I still showed up every week for myself, even if it wasn't every single day. It was every other day or every 3 days. I still inched closer and closer, even when I was planning my wedding. Like I just didn't give up. I didn't stop. I knew that one day this was going to happen for me. And, some months are going to be amazing and some months are going to be tough. Some months, everything's going to be rolling. All the new people are going to be committing. All the new connections are going to be happening. People are going to be liking all of your posts. You're going to be feeling on top of the world. And then some months it's going to be crickets. And people are going to ghost you. And people are going to quit. And people are going to say that they were going to join your team, but they didn't. And whatever. You're going to have tough months too, or weeks or days. But it's the fact that you just keep inching forward and you lean into the team. I know, again, you guys hear the same things so much from me and other coaches, but it's all really important things that to be reminded of is when things get a little tough, don't retreat from the team, because it doesn't matter if you're, if you're literally just saying, hey guys, I can't do anything right now, but I need to at least work out and I need to at least try and be healthy. Can you at least help me with that this month? Can you at least cheer me on in the challenge group? Even if it's just, can you hold me accountable to 30 minutes every day? Like I know that I can't commit to more than that right now, but help me stay accountable to even just that 30 minutes. That's what we're here for. Like, that's how we keep each other going. I know that I would not be where I'm at today if I would have retreated from the team. If I would have pulled back from Beachbody, I would not be full-time right now. So even when I felt like I wasn't doing much, I wasn't hitting Success Club, I didn't start consistently hitting Success Club until last March. And now, as of April 1st, I'll be a Success Club All-Star. But before that, for almost 5 years, I was not hitting Success Club barely at all, not consistently at all, until last year I decided it was important to me and I was going to work in, at night, on the weekends, whatever. That was my choice. So you can always change paths. And, but I was always on team calls and doing team events, going to Super Saturdays, going to Summit. I mean, I went to Summit as an Emerald coach with barely making any money, but it was the best decision I ever made, because you can go to Summit as a coach. You don't have to be Emerald to go to Summit. You don't have to be Diamond or 3-star or 15-star. You just have to go, and you will be immersed with coaches from all different areas, all different ranks, all different business activities. So we're a family. It doesn't matter if you're brand new, you quit and you rejoined. None of that matters. We're all here together. And I think on the hard days, talking to you guys in, text on here, even just watching your stories when I'm having a rough day. If I'm having a scarcity mindset day like I had earlier, or if I'm going through some tough times with family or whatever it is, but I see you guys crushing your workout, talking about, some new food that you got, or I saw Megan sent Krista her Emerald gift, and like that just put me in the best mood. And I think that's something that I'm so grateful for, our community that we have. Like, even if one of us is down, the other can pick us up. And there's always going to be positivity from our team, no matter who it is. And that's what I'm so grateful for. So I don't know. I just kind of went off on a tangent about, I don't even know how I got on that topic, but I just want you guys to know that, like, you don't ever think that you have to be a certain level or doing a certain thing to be a part of this team. We're all part of this team, regardless of anything. And I just think, what better community to have around you and to have your back when you are going through something tough, or when you are just feeling down or just in a funk. I just think this is the best way to get out of it, is to just show up on a team call, because that's another thing. You just never know what you're going to hear that might really be what you needed today. So that's why I always want to show up for other people, even when I am feeling kind of icky, because I know, like, maybe one thing that I'm going through, they're going through too, and we're going to work through it together. So, yeah. And does anyone else have any other questions or anything that you want to talk about, or anything that you are for sure going to implement that I went over today? Let me know. Or even if you implement something this week or in the next few weeks, let me know how it works and how it's going. I'd love to hear that, because if it does help another person, then that means it could help even other people that aren't on the call right now, or that, join the team later that need to hear it, or even on social media, giving people tips that you found helpful. And then also too, I just wanted to say that today was the Ultimate Portion Fix the certification too, but this was the launch for the nutrition program. So even if you aren't doing the nutrition program at this moment, I do want to encourage you to talk about it to people that talk to you about struggling with nutrition. Because, and if you have any questions, you can ask me, you can ask Megan, you can ask Tiffany. Also, Allison is doing the certification as well. And you don't even have to do the certification. You can get just the program, and that will give you the 21-day fix real-time access to those workouts, as well as 21-day fix extreme. I will say that this new program with the videos and the workbook and the logbook, all that stuff is way better than the original. It's 20 times better than I thought it was going to be. And honestly, if you or your family members or your challengers really struggle with nutrition, like they have no clue how to eat healthy, they overeat, they emotionally eat, they are addicted to sugar, which is almost impossible not to be addicted to sugar, the way food is made, like it's not even our fault. Then I'm telling you right now, you guys, this is literally something that they desperately need, because it will teach you. Honestly, it's crazy. I didn't even realize how much I learned from it, because it's been so long when I first started using it. But it's just something that you can implement with your kids, with your husbands, with anybody. And it really just kind of teaches you how much vegetables and fruit and protein and healthy fats. Like I just had no idea before this program. And now they kind of go over way more statistics of sugar addiction, obesity, energy, like grocery shopping. They go over grocery shopping. It's a lot like 2B mindset, but a different spin on it. But they go over grocery shopping, meal prepping. There's about 4 videos and documents and worksheets on meal prepping, which was my favorite part. And I need to share more of in my stories and stuff and my posts. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions about that program, definitely can answer and let you guys know about that. But I know there's a lot of people that need nutrition help, probably even more than fitness help. So now that we have 2 amazing nutrition programs to offer to them, I've actually been offering both to people to see which one they would feel would work better for them. And most of them are saying the portion control. Most of them are saying that they need actual guidelines, they need meal plans, they need structure. So I'm giving them both options, but most of them want to go with the portion control container system. So just want to let you guys know about that. Chris said, I didn't know you could schedule posts on Instagram. That is going to help, because I always forget. Is there a way to schedule posts on Facebook to your general page? I know you can do it in a group, but is that it? Yeah, you can only schedule in groups on Facebook. Also, you could too, another thing is if you're not using an app like that, or you just forget to use an app like that, you could definitely set timers in your phone. I only post on Instagram on my feed and on Facebook at noon and at 7, usually 6:30 to 8:30. Because that's usually the only time my followers are on the most, is at lunch break and after dinner. So yours might be different. I know sometimes, I know Megan told me this a while ago, like moms are up at like late or early, or especially if they have little babies and stuff like that. So your following might be on at different times. But if you have a business page on Instagram, if you switch it to business, you get the insights, and it will literally show you every day what time of day your followers are on the most and the most active. And it definitely has helped me. Like if I forget to post and I post at like 12:45, crickets, literally. So I'm not even kidding. It's a huge difference. So you could always set timers on your phone too. And now most days I just know, like, okay, it's 10:30. I know at noon I have this post that I'm going to be posting. But if you need, if you're not into that rhythm yet and you need help with that, yeah, definitely use an app to schedule it, or use a timer, and that can remind you. But yeah, so anything, and if you guys try something new that's like helps you with organization or focus or whatever, definitely let us know, because I'm definitely on the hunt more than ever now to get more focused and organized. So if I, try anything else new or hear anything else, I'll definitely let the team know. But yeah, those were all the tips that I had for today. So I'm really glad that you guys were able to hop on. And I hope you guys have a great week. And as always, like even, obviously, even if I'm not your upline coach, I am here to help everyone on our team, everyone in the downline, and never hesitate to ask me any questions, reach out to me. We can always do one-on-one calls. I love doing the one-on-one calls, or even if you're local, the meetups, because we really can get more specific on what you need help with. And I feel like those are really productive. And also it's just fun to talk to you guys one-on-one too. So thanks for being on tonight and sharing this night with me. And I hope you guys found this really helpful. And yeah, I